Hello everyone and welcome back to Paper Peony. I'm Kimberly Jones and I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. Today I have for you a simple to advanced card using the same exact stamp set and bundle or die set. And for those of you who are new to stamping, we can go with the step 1. And for those of you who are more advanced and looking for a little bit of a step up, then the third one will be for you. But I'm going to show you how you can have a stamp set and a die set and do something as simple as this one and as advanced as this one using the exact same product. So let's get started. We're using Sweet Citrus today, and this happens to be one of my all-time favorites. It is a photopolymer stamp set. It does stamp all of these four images together, and then of course these three for the inserts. It is a group stamp and die, and I'll show you that here in more detail here in just a few seconds. But the saying is, thanks a bunch, sending you a big squeeze, have a zesty birthday, and enjoy the sweeter things in life. I think those are really cute sayings for this stamp set. It is photopolymer, which means when you're stamping, it's all one unit. Now, what I did for the sake of this video and the sake of the cards that I just did, I did cut this whole lemon separate from this stamp set because of how many times I had to stamp it. I did not want to have to stamp all 4 of these images 9 times, okay? But there is a disadvantage to that, and I'm going to show you that here in a second. But for the sake of just doing the lemon, if you just want the whole lemon and not all these other segments, that's the way to do it, is just take some scissors and trim off that whole lemon if you want. But just keep in mind that if you ever try to resell this stamp set, it will affect that. So, but for my personal sake, if I wanted to just get another stamp set, I will. So no big deal. Okay, so for this one, we are actually using the saying, enjoy the sweeter things in life. We're using the whole lemon, and then we're using these little leaves down here, okay, in a corner. Okay, now if you want to get the die and the embossing folder, it is a hybrid, okay, which means when you stamp it, then you run it through the embossing folder here, and it will emboss and give you texture to your citrus pieces, and then you'll use that same concept, run it through with this one independent die, and it will cut all 4 pieces out at once. So that would be the disadvantage of cutting your lemon separate from your stamp set, because then you're going to end up having to run this whole entire die through just to cut this lemon, okay? And you'll see what I'm talking about, because I'm going to show you how to do one here in just a second. Okay, I went ahead and did all 9 of my lemons and all of my leaves for the sake of this video, because I did not want this to be an hour-long video. That is the time-consuming part of these cards, is cutting out each one of these lemons, since I did them all different colors. So let's get started. Let's start with the first one, and then I'll show you how to do all the individual pieces. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I did these all in 2x2 inch basic white cardstock squares. Okay, I cut them in 2x2 squares, and there's an advantage to that. So, okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to mount your lemon. And Lemon Lolly happens to be our new yellow, and I use Lemon Lolly for the lemons. Okay, and you're just going to go in and you're just going to stamp your lemon and Lemon Lolly, okay? And it will dry a little bit lighter, okay? Now I'm going to show you how I did the two-tone lemon. This is the two-tone lemon, okay? So you're going to stamp it in Lemon Lolly like you did the first one, okay? Then you're going to close up your ink pad so it doesn't dry out, and then you're going to bring in Bubble Bath, which, needless to say, you're thinking, oh my gosh, that does not look right. But what really inspired me for this color is the designer series paper we're using to pair with this. So, and it happens to be pink lemons, pink lemonade. Okay, so you're going to stamp this with Lemon Lolly. And you're going to have your ink, your Lemon Lolly ink on your stamp. Then you're going to take a chalk dabber, okay, like a little sponge thing on your, it's like a little sponge dauber, okay. You're going to ink the Bubble Bath. Then you're going to come in and you're just going to ink that edge of that lemon, like so. okay? Then when you go to stamp it, it's going to give you a pink and a yellow side, okay? Now, I did not ink that but you can always go back over it because it is photopolymer and it gives you a crisper image, okay? So that's how I did the two-tone lemon, okay? And then obviously then you stamp it in bubble bath as well to get the whole pink lemon. Okay, now once you stamp your lemons, I obviously did 3 different lemons per card, okay? Then you're gonna take the embossing folder, and you're probably wondering why I have this washi tape right here, and you're gonna see here in just 1 second why I did that. Okay, so then you're gonna place this over the lemons, okay, and then you're going to finagle this to where you get it centered into each one of those lemon pieces. And it'll take just a few seconds, but the good thing is you can emboss 2 at a time doing this with the 2x2 squares. That's why I cut 2 by 2 inches and stamped my lemons, because I could do more than 1 at a time. Okay, so you're going to do it like that. You're going to sandwich it in there, and then this washi tape keeps that folder closed, so it's not, the lemons will not move on you. Okay, then you're going to come in with your die emboss machine, and your plates. You're going to bring in everything, and then you're going to run it through your embossing machine, and it's going to emboss your lemons for you. Okay. And then you're left with your embossed look. Okay. It's kind of like a raised image. Okay. After you get all of your 9 lemons embossed, then you're going to come in with your die cut plates. You're going to bring out your die cut, your lemon die cut, okay, like so. And then now this is the disadvantage, is that you have to only cut, you can only cut 1 at a time. Okay, so if you can see that, what you're going to do is you're going to position this die over that lemon, leaving a little white border around your lemon. I use Post-it tape because it's easy to peel on and off. It will not stick to your image to where it damages your paper, okay? So you're just gonna layer that over your lemon, then bring in your second plate and put it on top, and then run it through your die cut machine. And that cracking is perfectly normal. And see how it just peels off of your image, and that way you don't have that tape stuck to your lemon. Okay, and then you're going to do that with all 9 of your lemons. So you're just going to die cut them out after you emboss them. Okay, once you have that done, then we're ready. We have all our lemons done. Now the way we do our leaves on this is you're going to take your basic white cardstock, and I use Granny Apple Green and Garden Green to give a 2-tone green look. And then here's your leaf, and it is mounted already. You're going to stamp it in the Granny Apple Green twice. Okay. Then you're going to come back in, clean your stamp, and do it with the Garden Green. Okay, so each one of these cards, with the exception of the last one, has 2 Garden Green and 2 Granny Apple Green. Then the advantage to this is on the dies, you have 2 leaves, 2 flower sets per on each one of these. So you can die cut them out all together and do your 2 and 2 one time through, and then come back and do your Garden Green. So you only have to run it through twice in order to get your card done. So that's the advantage to the leaves. The leaves are a little bit faster than the lemons, okay? So now that we have all of our pieces cut, then the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna bring in, now this is the speckled cardstock that we have. It's really pretty. It's got like some glitter specks in it. And it's a little bit of an off-white color. So I did let's see, I cut an 8.5 by 11 in half. So this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5.5. You're gonna bring it in tip to tip. Use a bone folder and burnish that spine of your card. And that way that will give you a nice crisp fold so your card stands up free and clear on its own, okay? It will not flop down on you, okay? So now we're gonna take that embossing folder that we just used and then you're going to run this through your embossing folder. And I took that all the way up to your spine of your card, okay? And then you're gonna run this through. With your embossing folder plate, you're gonna run it through. My table's shaking, I apologize for that. And then you're left with that as your background. So, which I absolutely love. Okay. So that's how you do your background to your first and second card. Okay. Now we're ready to mount everything on here, and then we'll do our saying here in just a second, okay? So you're gonna use pop dot adhesive, and this pop dot adhesive comes in 3 sheets when you purchase it, and so there's like 100 on each sheet, so you get 300 of these pop dots, and it just adds dimension to your project. So I did the leaves, or the lemons first, and I just placed them on here like I wanted them. Okay. Then you come back in and do the same with the leaves, and you just place those where you want them. And I just put the pop dot right there at where the leaves join. So I came in here and did that to that one. Brought this one up here, and it doesn't matter if the leaves are tucked, that the pop dot shows. Okay, kind of alternated my color a little bit, so I put the Granny Apple green in between the garden green. Brought this up here and put this up here in between those two. Okay, and then the next thing is I just took, these are a little bit skinnier than a 1/2 inch, but this is basic white cardstock. You're gonna take Bubble Bath, this pretty pink. And then I already mounted Enjoy the Sweeter Things in Life. You're going to stamp that saying on here, like so. Take your paper snips, and I just did like a little cut and a diagonal on both sides. You're going to pop dot that up, and I use tiny ones on this one because the banner is a little bit skinny. And you can use regular ones if you want, but I thought the littler ones worked perfect for this. And I pretty much did 4 since the saying is so long. I didn't want a sagging section on this sentiment, so that's kind of why I evened them out. Okay, and you're just going to put that down here kind of at the bottom. Okay, the last finishing touch on this card is I use these sequins that happen to be brand new. They're in Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and then kind of like an iridescent white. And I used the Berry Burst because it looked really good with the Bubble Bath. These are self-adhesive, so you can just take them off and just put them on your project. If I can find, there, that one kind of stuck to my fingernail. Okay, so you're just gonna take them off and just put them on your project like so. Okay, that one, I think I had the sticky part on the opposite side. There you go. So you end up with 3 on this card, and then you're saying, and the last thing I did is I put glitter, dazzling diamond glitter on here, and all you do with that is you just put your Tombow glue where you want your glitter to go. So, and I'll do that at the very end so you can see how to do that. But if you have Stickles, Stickles glitter works just as well as Dazzling Diamonds. Dazzling Diamonds happens to be a retired glitter, and I wish they'd bring it back. But we have Wink of Stella, and it's supposed to put like a glitter look on your projects. I don't think it works as well as the Dazzling Diamonds, as you can see how sparkly that is. And I'm all about bling. Okay, so there is your simple version of this card. So now let's move on to the second version. And here is the second version, okay? And I use that really cute designer series paper that happens to be in the very back of the book called Delightfully Eclectic Paper. You get 48 sheets of this. Now, it's quite a bit of paper. You get 4 of each print. And this is the daisy print, and on the back side is that really cute lemon. And so that's what I used for this. Okay, but here is the paper. Let me just do a fan through. Here's notebook paper and that really cute floral. There's swans, there's that real cute rainbow, there's real cute floral, the real cute crushed curry polka dot, floral and stripe, pretzels, which goes really well with the Brood for You stamp set. We've got typewriter keys and hearts. We've got, let's see, real cute gingham plaid for masculine card, this real cute navy floral. So it's really cute paper. You get 4 of each sheet or each print. There's some black and white in there, and it's $30 for the pack, but it's well worth it. It'll last you forever. Okay, so I thought we would use that lemon print for the last 2 cards. And so you're going to do the background the exact same as you did on the first one. So you're going to run that through your embossing folder. Let me do that real quick. I did not do the embossed part before this class or before this tutorial. There we go. I had to find the line. Because I thought that this would be a simple enough part that I could just do it with you. Okay, so I'm running this through real quick. Okay. And then let me score that one, or burnish the line here. Okay. Then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to mount our bottom. Okay, this is Bubble Bath. And we're going to layer this lemon print on top of that. And I believe, let's see here. The lemon print designer series paper is 2x4. And then the Bubble Bath cardstock is 2 1/8 by 4 1/8. So on this one, we're just going to use our Tombow glue to glue this lemon. Because the border is so small around, I like using the Tombow glue because then I can position this print on here if it's not 100% like where I want it. It gives you a couple seconds to move around your project before it sets, if that makes sense. So I like the Tombow glue for that reason. Okay, and then you're just going to glue this flat down onto your card base. Leaving just a little bit of border at the bottom. Okay, and then we're just going to position the lemons like we want them. Okay, and I did this onto the side because I thought it kind of looked better on the side instead of the bottom because you have this on the bottom. So you're just going to take your lemons and position them where you want them. And I started with the center one on this one, so that way I knew exactly where everything was going to land. So here's this one. And then this one. You can kind of do them in different angles. Okay. And then do the leaves just like you did before. Bring this in and do the greeny apple green in the center. Have glue sticking to my hand. Okay. And then you're ready to stamp your saying and put it across the front. Same saying, same color. Okay. And do your banner like you did before. Okay. Now with this one, I kind of put emphasis on the word sweeter. I use lemon lolly. You can do this with a marker if you have the markers because it makes it a lot easier, but I didn't. So I used a blender pen. Let me see if I can't find my blender pens. I didn't think to have those right here on hand. I'm not seeing my blender pens. So what we'll do, let me see if I can't find my water markers. Okay, so you can use a water paintbrush. And it looks like I'm getting that all yellow. Let's see, or all green. But yeah, if you take your ink, and you can either use your water paint brushes or your blender pens, or you can use the marker itself. Just ink over that word sweeter, and it kind of puts emphasis on that word. Just to add a little bit more to your card, okay? Then you're going to use your little beady dimensionals. There they are. I knew I had one already used. And put these up on pop dots like you did the last one. And this one looks a little bit more purple to me, and it may just be that I had a different color ink on that chalk dabber than I thought. Just make sure your chalk dabbers are clean before you get into that bubble bath color, or it's going to look muddy like that. But anyway, you can play with it and see for yourself. Okay, then the next thing is just putting those sequins on there and just sporadically putting them on there wherever you see fit or space. Okay, I may put a big one on here. Let's just put that one there. Okay, so there's your 3 sequins, your saying, and then this one is ready to go. So with exception of the glitter. So if you want glitter, you don't have to put the glitter on there if you don't want. Okay, so then we're down to the last and final one, and this is this one. Okay, so now this one has a little bit more detail going on. And let me just walk you through that real quick. Okay, so let me bring in the lemon lolly piece that I have here, okay? And I brought this in as the second side of your background. Okay, so it's lemon lolly. And I believe it is 5, let me measure this real quick. I want to say that it is 1 7/5 or 1 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. And what you're going to do is you're going to take Lemon Lolly ink. This is a different concept on your, or a different technique on your embossing folders. Okay. You're going to take your Lemon Lolly, and the top part where it has the Stampin' Up! Logo is your top to your embossing folder. You're going to ink the top of your embossing folder. You're going to set your cardstock inside your embossing folder like so. Flop it down, tape it up, and then run it through your embossing folder. Okay, let me do that real quick. And then I'm going to show you what the outcome's going to look like. It's going to look really cool. Now, I wanted a faint look or faint image on this, and I'm going to show you. I also did it with a darker ink. And see, here's what your Lemon Lolly looks like. It looks really cool. Make sure that you don't set this somewhere because it's got ink on it. Now, how you clean your embossing folder after putting ink on it is you just run it through running water and the ink will come right off. Okay. Now, I also did one, and I did a darker ink, Daffodil Delight, and that's what the Daffodil Delight did. It kind of made it look more muddled, or not muddled, a little bit bolder, darker. But I like the lighter look on this one, so I stuck to the tone on tone. So, okay, so there's that. Now we're ready to build our card. The background is Bubble Bath, scored at 5.5, and then folded and scored, or burnished, making that spine of that card strong. Okay, so let me put this up here so you can see it as a reference. Okay, so now I did your basic white cardstock at 4 1/4 by 5 1/4, or 4 by 5 1/4, I'm sorry. Okay, now what you're gonna do before you glue that down, well, I messed up, but we'll do it this way. Okay, so you're going to glue this down on the far right of your card, or your white. Okay, like so. Then you're going to bring in your print and glue it down to the other side. And you're going to be left with just a little bit of a center there, as you can see. And that's where your ribbon is going to come across. Okay. And what I did is I just brought the ribbon across the front. And you can use the Post-it tape for that if you want, just to tape it down. Making sure you center it just like you want it. Okay? And then this is ready to glue down. Yeah, I forgot that I wanted that ribbon wrapped around so you don't have an edge on each side. You're just going to center that on your card, on the face front of your card. Okay? Like that. Now the next step is you're going to take, I did a die cut circle, and this is using the Stylish Shapes, and this happens to be the biggest circle. I can't remember exactly what size it is, but this is the biggest round circle from the Stylish Shapes dies. And it's got that little perforated edge, which is kind of cute. It's got little polka dots. So this is your base, and you're going to build your scene on it, okay? You're going to have 3 of your Granny Apple green leaves and then 2 of your garden green. And you're just going to build on top of this. So start with the center, which happens to be the pink. then your two-tone, then your yellow, and then your leaves. And you can see the third one is not any harder than the first one. It's just adding more detail is all. So if you're one for more detail and more design, then this one would be the one for you. But if you're wanting one that's quick and simple, then that one at the very beginning is what suits you better. And if you have a lot, if you're one that likes to duplicate your cards, then that first one is probably going to be a lot faster and easier for you. Okay. And pop dot the circle. And I just went all the way around it and did like 4 or 5 on the circle. Put it in this kind of the center of your card. Okay, and the same step goes for the same as before. Is you're just going to stamp your banner across. And I guess this is a step I could have already had done. I'm hoping I can get this whole saying. Nope, I can't get this whole saying on that strip. So we will have to create another strip. I'll do that real quick. When in Rome, I guess. Okay. And then you're just going to take your trimmer and trim that down real quick. Come in and trim it a little bit on the other side. Okay. Take your paper trimmers and trim off banner style like we did before. Okay, and this is that same concept, and I probably have enough yellow on here to kind of do that yellow concept, and I do. Okay. Take the baby dimensions, pop dot your banner across the top. Okay, and I kind of ran it across the whole entire front there. And what you'll find is you didn't really have to put it on the far left or far right side because you want it to kind of flare up a little bit, okay? And then you put your sequins on there. And, you know, it's kind of fun because sometimes you'll see where your lemon embossed, you can put it in the center of your lemon if you wanted, you know, to kind of add that extra flair. But I put one on the actual circle and then 2 throughout the background on this one. And there you have it, except with the exception of the glitter. You can do dazzling diamonds on there or stickles or whatever to make it more blingy. If you want to keep it simple, you don't have to do the glitter. So, but today's samples, I guess we'll just leave them without the glitter, and then here is the ones with the glitter. So here's step 1, step 2, step 3, and then here is the ones we did today, step 1, step 2, step 3, without the glitter. So I hope you enjoyed this class as much as I enjoyed creating these cards. This is kind of, these colors are kind of outside my norm. I usually go for really bright and bold colors. But I hope you enjoyed this class. If you liked it, please like it here on YouTube and subscribe to my page. That will help me with upcoming videos. I hope to do live on Facebook here in the near future. Visit my website down below. It will show you these products. You can purchase these products online. It's called the Sweet Citrus, and then the dies are in the very back of the book with the embossing folder. It's one bundle together. And then, if you have questions or concerns, please just reach out to me and send me messages, and I will get back with you on that. But like I said, this bundle is great for simple to advanced. I love the lemons, you know, for this time of year. It's summertime. Also, I wanted to let you know right now, if you place a $30 order with me, I will send you an ink spot color of your choice. I do have an assortment of 9 different colors. These are what the ink spots look like if you're new to our products. They will last you forever. So if you're trying to increase your inks, this would be the way to go. And this bundle alone is $30 or a little bit more than $30. If you up your order to like maybe get some embellishments or some cardstock or that printed paper, if you up your order to $50, then I have these 3 ink pads, brand new, have never been unwrapped. The labels are on the back to put on your ink pads. I've got the Misty Moonlight, the Gorgeous Grape, or the Fresh Freesia, and you will be able to pick one of those out. If you're a first come, first serve. If you're last, then obviously you're going to get the one that's available, but that will be for $50. So if I see that you've ordered, I will send you out your ink pad that you're wanting. And so I'm thankful that you joined me on this video, and I hope to see you in the upcoming ones. Have a great day. Bye-bye.